Hi, it is Friday. I am so excited. This has been what has felt like the longest week. I don't know if it's because we are coming off of a couple of those holiday weeks or what, but good gracious, did this week take forever. So here we are. We are picking up on the rainbow Stormtrooper, and I have a dilemma. I don't know if we're really, it's not like, it's definitely a first world dilemma. So I was going through after my marathon vacation, finishing up all of those little snack size kits. And so I was like, oh, I gotta update my logbook just so I can keep track. I don't know. Why do we keep logbooks? I don't know. And it dawned on me that while I was on vacation, I finished kit 99, and that's pretty momentous to think, what is kit number 100 going to be? Now, I didn't really pay attention to the first, let's just say my first year's worth, because I was still in starter mode and wasn't quite sure if I was going to track them and how I was going to track them. But once I got a little more serious about keeping a logbook so I could, feel like I was making progress and see how I was doing, all of a sudden I was pretty progressed through. And so now here I am. I ran around the house, oh my goodness gracious, kind of going, this is a big deal. What am I going to do for kit 100? Holy smokes. Okay, you guys, I'm not doing great here. And so I ran downstairs and talked to my husband about it. I said, what should I do? And I realized, more likely than not, if I continued on this one, this will probably be kit 100 that I finish. And I'm trying to decide if it matters, because I did end up picking a very special kit. I didn't want it to be too big. He had suggested, he said, why don't you make sure it's like 100 centimeters or 100 inches or however you track it. I thought, okay, well, 100 centimeters might be more doable than 100 inches because, oh, can you imagine 100-inch? That probably exists. I'm sure somebody is going to say, oh yeah, I did that. It took me a year and a half of my life. Or, I don't know, maybe you could say it took you 10 minutes to do. I don't know. But I chose from Diamond Painting Shop, their Woman in Gold, because I really love that artwork. It's got a great mix. It's called a partial, which I think is kind of funny because the only partial bit is her face, of which I'm really glad because it would have been super creepy otherwise. But then I was excited about the potential of that being kit 100. And so as I was getting ready to sit down and work on this, I thought, Okay, I'm gonna have to take this slow so I don't finish it. Or we're just gonna get to the last corner and I'll set it aside until I finish the other one. That can be 100, and then we'll bring this one out super quick and put those last few drills on, and this will be 101. Anyway, I hope everybody had a great week. I was debating what schedule I want to post on, because with Instagram and Facebook, I know that it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and typically my schedule is on Mondays. I would do a question, something that kind of talks about something diamond art related, a how-to, hence again the Your Drill Instructor. And then Wednesday was whips, Fridays were finishes. It feels, I'm just gonna say, traditional to the craft. I don't know if I haven't crafted outside of diamond art for a couple years, and before that I was pretty much all over the place with what I was doing. So again, I don't know if those whips, the work in progress, I think that's just a diamond art thing that it's on Wednesdays. Maybe not. Wednesdays we wear pink. Those things start somewhere. And then Friday, I know I've seen that on Facebook, so I don't want to lay claim to anything that is just industry or generic to the hobby, to hobbies in general. But as I was thinking, I wanted to do for New Year's Eve, I wanted to go live and do a ring in the new year diamond arting, but because I have put off this channel for so long, it looks like you have to have 50 shorts before you can do a live. And you know what? I am still really new at this thing. I don't know what I'm doing. So I am just trying to figure out what my schedule is going to be. Hang on just a minute. Thanks, everybody. My husband laughed. He didn't realize I was recording. So he was standing outside talking to me. You probably heard something like, hey, have we decided what we're doing for dinner tonight? Okay, back to the conversation. So, I love football. I played. I was part of the high school football team as a manager and then trainer for all of my years. So Friday night to me is very Friday Night Lights. I wanted to do Friday Night Live. I cannot do that until I do 50 shorts. So I really just need to walk around the house and record crazy diamond art things, upload 50 times, and then I can do Friday Night Lights. I know that is more than just football, but for me it's very reminiscent. And then I thought, well, should I call it Friday Night Lights? Maybe I should reference it, sort of, because Friday nights, man, I gotta tell you, I love to stay up late, because then you can also sleep in a little on Saturday. Also love doing that. And so I thought about maybe calling it Friday Night Drills, or I mean, Saturday Night Live, obviously taken. And don't know if anybody would come after me for using something that is probably copywritten. Friday Night Lights probably is as well. Gosh, I'm gonna have to fix these. So those are a little sneak peeks into what is happening in my head right now as I try to decide where I want to take this. Now, here's the other thing. As I was driving home from work, I was listening to a diamond art YouTuber, and it was a sneak peek for one of the kits coming out this weekend from Diamond Art Club. And I thought about it again with, where do I want this channel to go? What do I want it to be? And I'm really hesitant to do anything as far as creating FOMO, because it's something I struggle with. I don't want to create an environment that has people feeling like they have to buy, because it is a struggle I have. I have an incredibly addictive personality, and when I latch on to something, it's really hard. Okay, hang on. I'm going to open a section here so it can get loud for a sec. That wasn't bad. I guess I had already done that. So, I don't want this channel to be one that makes people feel jealous or like they have to buy something to be part and parcel of the cool kids. Really, what is important to me is community and having a place. I think I've said this every time, a place where people can come to take a deep breath and to be a soft place to fall, because the world is a hard place. Everything about it is hard. I had a meeting last night. When I say work, I serve, maybe is the better phrase, alongside several women in my neighborhood, and we are responsible for the religious teaching, or supporting the religious teaching of children that are 18 months to 11 years of age. And we were talking yesterday about what is our role and what do we want to represent. And one of the things that really we landed on was being this soft place, because the world is hard, because we joked about our kids who feel like they don't have maybe the same motivation we had when we were growing up to be up and out of the house. And I shared that it's not that they probably, I'm sure they would love to. The world is doing everything it can to fight against them and keep them down and make it not impossible, but near impossible. So that is what I want this channel to be. I want it to continue on with that. I want it to be soft. I want it to be welcoming. I want it to be free from people feeling like a must-have. I even debated sharing what canvas I'm working on, because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm pushing something, because I'm not. Now, there are definitely things we want to introduce. We want to say, hey, I found this vendor and it was really great, and let's support them. But I also don't think I want to do anything that is an affiliate link. I'm kind of facing that dilemma right now. I have a vendor who reached out, which is so funny to me because I have absolutely nobody other than my kids and maybe 2 people that I would consider strangers, but aren't coworkers or friends somehow, who follow me on Instagram. But I obviously must have tagged them somehow, or it could be, I guess it could be one of the hashtags I used. That makes sense. I'm a little slow, sorry. Welcome to, menopause. It's awesome. But they said, hey, we would love to send you a kit. The kit was, if I buy something, one of the full size kits at 30% off, which I think they always have a 30% off sale going. They would include a free mini if I would tag them and just give them some exposure. I feel okay with that. I think they mentioned the possibility of having an affiliate link. I think that's hilarious because honestly, nobody is going to come to my channel and go, ooh, affiliate, but anyway, that's my dilemma right now. I did say, sure, I did buy the kit. I got my free mini. I finished it this week. So that was, that was finish number 99, which I kind of thought, oh, well, if that had been 100, maybe then I would have moved forward with the affiliate thing and said, hey, get 100, I became an affiliate. But here's the thing. I've done their kits before, but there was something about this mini. I don't know if it was just the symbol choices they've made. It was really hard to see the symbols. They all looked the same, which is a little kind of funny because it's the numbers 1 through 9 and then the alphabet. But an 8 and a B look very similar, as do D. No, it was C and G. There were a couple of them. I included it in my Instagram post. But after doing that, I thought, okay, are they going to see what I wrote and say, never mind, we don't want that? But I would also think, isn't that what you want? It seems to be the thing I hear most about. I'm very late into the influencer game, especially with the makeup world. But I am familiar with those who are well known in the beauty influencer world, and that they are terrible at disclosing, and that the whole idea is you want people who are honest in their reviews. So that's why I've been debating, what is the purpose? Is this to review? And as I've said for probably the 15th time now, which is pretty impressive in a 15-minute long video, this is for community. And it's what I settle, it's what I come back to each time. That safe, soft place. And I really like that. And I also feel like that makes it more doable. If I had to try to come up with content like most YouTubers, there's no way. I'm gonna tell you, I will do anything to come home. Okay, not anything. This is not, well, it's kind of a meatloaf. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. I want to do nothing else than come home from work and comfy clothes for sure, and then diamond art. It totally resets my brain. Actually, I don't know if it's reset, quiets my brain. When I talk about a hard world, it's not just for the young kids. As we've talked about, our kids, it is a hard world. And I want to disappear too. So, diamond art, I think I fell in love with it because my brain stops. It stops being noisy. I have a really hard time, oops, sorry about that. I have a really hard time staying on track. Forgive me, I'm gonna say something religious here. When I try to say my prayers, I will be in the middle of pouring out my heart, and then all of a sudden stop and go, did I start the dishwasher? Did I change the load from the washer to the dryer? And then all of a sudden I'm done, and kind of laugh. I have this image of a heavenly father who is shaking his shoulders up and down, giggling like, oh my gosh, my sweet child. Back on track, but it's how our meeting went last night too. We talked about the ADD leaders that we are, and just circling all over the place. It's gotten worse the older I get, mainly probably not because of the number of things in my brain, but because I will be like, what was I saying? What were we talking about? It's kind of hard in a prayer because you don't really get a, oh yeah, we were talking about. Actually, what I'd love to hear is the laundry. You were talking about the laundry. And then I would go, nah, I wasn't. There's no way. But okay, I have, circled round and round and round. One of the other things I had promised was that these were going to be short snippets. Maybe I'll set a goal. So my commute is, well, okay, on a good drive, it's about 18 minutes. On a, let's just say 5 o'clock, let's just say at rush hour, it's probably 25 minutes And then on a really bad drive, I think the worst I've had was 45, 50. And okay, I'm going to preface this. I'm only, I think, 15 miles away. And so I do know that there's a lot of people who would say, are you kidding? That's incredible. I live 5 miles away and it takes me an hour. So I do recognize that I don't have a problem. It's up there with where we started. It's a first world problem, but it's a problem in my world nonetheless. So maybe, see, sidetrack. Maybe that's what I will do, is say it's got to be the length of a commute. And maybe we will just settle on 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a commute. If I were to go downtown, that's 45 minutes. I would, oh, I'm so sorry. Everybody's like, you know, that kills our ears when you do that. But we'll just plan on a regular come home from work commute. And that means that it's time for me to wrap up. I do also need to decide, you guys, I'm hoping this kicks off only because I want to hear what is happening in everybody else's lives. Maybe I'm a nosy neighbor. I don't know. But I want to get to a point where this is like, I hear about what you're working on and what are the challenges you face and things like that. So maybe as you're commuting, you can come up with thoughts, things you'd like to chat about or laugh about or cry about. There's a lot of crying. Maybe I'll save that for next time. We will talk about menopause and hormones and medications and all those things. I was talking to our security guard as I was heading out to come home today, and we're talking about adulting, and she has something she has to do. She's dreading it, and she just said, you know, adulting is hard. And I said, you got it. I don't know why anybody wants to grow up, because it is hard. So maybe this is the place we come where we can leave adulting behind as well. All right, we're at 28 minutes. Thank you for joining me today. I cannot wait to be back next time. We're going to talk for 30 minutes. We're going to keep it a safe and soft place to be. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I can't wait to see you next time. Thanks for being amazing and wonderful and doing all you do. Talk to you next time. Bye.